Playing bridge has become really frustrating. When I leave the transmitter at the center of the table, it picks up every little noise and amplifies it so that it's so hard for me to concentrate. I told my group last week that I won't be playing bridge any longer.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I know how much you love bridge and you even teach bridge to others at the senior center. I think we need to find a strategy for you to use in that environment.
No. It just isn't fun any longer. I think I have to accept that this is something I just can't do any longer.
Mrs. Morgan, can we take a break for a few minutes?
Jessica is unsure how to proceed with Mrs. Morgan and decides to connect with Karen to get some input.
So it sounds like you got some good information and you were able to share some good strategies with Mrs. Morgan, but now it sounds like she's not willing to try any ideas to help her use the FM system with her bridge club.
Yeah, and I just don't know what to do. On the one hand, I know how much bridge means to her, and on the other, she has the right to decide to stop playing.
Karen leads Jessica through a review of the cues she has obtained and asks questions to help lead to sound clinical judgment. They consider what could be happening based on the evidence that Jessica has collected. They review some clinical resources and discuss if there is anyone else that should be consulted. They decide this situation is a high priority for Mrs. Morgan, and Jessica is about to return to propose some additional strategies to try.
Thank you for waiting, Mrs. Morgan. I have discussed the challenges you have described with my preceptor and want to review some new ideas with you. Of course, Mrs. Morgan, the final decision is really up to you. But just so you know, I was working with someone else with the same exact issue last week, and we experimented with a few ideas around the card table, and we learned a few things. For example, we found that the center of the table is not a great position for the transmitter, because there it picks up everyone's card sounds and all the mutterings that go on. We tried a few different locations and found a better position, so that he was able to experience less interference and better quality sound. But it did take us some time to work this out. It also helped when we repositioned the system to face the speaker. So in his group, he taught everyone to make sure that when it was their turn or they had something to say, they needed to direct the transmitter towards themselves, and then he could hear much better. It might be something you can try.
Well, I don't know about that. Everyone touching my equipment and it becoming the center of attention for everyone. No, I think that it's just better that I quit bridge. I don't want everyone to be so aware of my hearing problems.